Hi, this is Peter Mead, and Melanie, my wife, and I, as well as four of our six children, are based in Chippenham in England, where we are involved in a church plant, Trinity Chippenham, and this was a church that we helped to start 8 years ago. So what are the driving kind of principles and guidelines for us? Most foundationally, most basically, you have to have a personal relationship with the Lord that is healthy. I suppose we could put it this way, that in order to be contagious, you have to be, first of all, infected. If we want to be contagiously spreading the love of God and delight in Jesus and so on, then we need to be personally infected with that same passion and love for the sake of evangelism, for the sake of leadership, if we're casting vision or trying to motivate people in a ministry type of situation. The most important thing really is, how are we doing with the Lord? Are we infectious because we have what we want them to have? Close behind that is the value of healthy relationships in the family, the value of a healthy marriage and healthy parenting. We're not perfect. We're not perfect in our walk with the Lord, and we're definitely not perfect in our relationships with each other. It's a work in progress, of course. But there's something incredibly life-giving about a healthy Christian family, and that the need for that is huge. In Britain, in Europe, people just don't see that in everyday life, a healthy, together Christian family. Just think about the dining table. We have a meal together in the evening, and it's sometimes chaotic and sometimes frustrating, and it's never perfect. And yet for some people, they come in and they've never experienced it. In their entire life, they've never known what it is to sit together as a family, and they will enjoy the chaos. They will love it and invite themselves to come again. That hospitality and informal relational ministry is so important because the life and health of the family can spill out and kind of embrace others. And we've seen that. And Melanie is constantly looking for opportunities to give hospitality, to welcome people into our home, and to kind of infect with hopefully what we've got, what we've been blessed with. When we started Trinity, we weren't really wanting in any way to replicate tradition and just to get a church up and running. We wanted it to be healthy and vibrant. Part of that is Bible teaching. Obviously, I'm involved in teaching and training preachers. I'm passionate about it, but it's because I believe that it's so important. The Bible teaching in the church creates the environment, it creates the context in which the relationships and the conversations and the discipleship and evangelism can all take place. And so solid Bible teaching that isn't above people's heads, but is infectious, it's clear, it's engaging, it's relevant to their lives, helping them on the real basic stuff. We've noticed how much we go back to the basics, from different angles biblically. We realize that maybe in the past, the evangelistic strategy could be primarily proclamation to strangers. And that as strangers responded to the message, then they would come into the church. But today it's maybe the other way around. Today people are drawn to the community of the church, and then in the context of that community, the Spirit and the Word of God and the preaching and the conversations all work together to hopefully bring them to faith in Jesus. Just this year, we've started a new ministry, which is a debt center, a Christian debt center, so that people who are in trouble financially are able to access help. A big part of that is that as they are receiving help with their finances, they're being offered community and friendship and relaxed events where they can just come and meet Christians and emerge from the isolation of crippling debts. I suppose where my gifting lies in terms of teaching and training and equipping spills out beyond the church into those other spheres, the different ministry settings where I get to do Bible teaching and preaching, where I get to offer theological training or coaching and mentoring of preachers. And so there's these different settings for what I get to do. But even in those, the logic is the same. We want to multiply ministry that shares God's heart, so that there are Bible-fed, Jesus-captivated, healthy churches in Britain, in Europe, wherever we can help to influence it, because it's healthy churches that are God's primary tool for reaching Europe, for reaching the lost. I hope that's helpful. Thanks so much.